Hello and welcome to our live broadcast. Hold on just a second, YouTube. It looks like we're having problems going live on Facebook. So let me try that one again and see if we can get a live connection. It doesn't look like Facebook is working, Michael. Let's see if we can get that to go live. Okay, looks like we're just going to be live on YouTube today. So welcome. Michael, you want to check Facebook for me really quick and just see why it is that that's not going live? And then we will, hold on just a second, YouTube. I think I know what it is, Michael, so we're going to do this. See this, if this will work. Yeah, okay, there we go. We got a live feed on Facebook, so welcome to our live broadcast today. Today we're going to talk about intermittent fasting and are you changing too many things too quickly? And that really can be just that one subtle thing that could be keeping you in that state of frustration or keeping you from helping your body get to the goals that you're looking for or hoping for. So welcome to our community and welcome to our live today and welcome to the rebroadcast. If you're catching this on the recording, please take a second to hit that like button or the subscribe button and make sure you leave us a comment either live or on the rebroadcast. We love communicating with you through the comment section here in this community. My name is Diane and I have been practicing intermittent fasting for the past 4 years. 3 years successfully, 1 year in the struggle of trying to find what worked well for my body. And I know for a lot of us who are desperately seeking information and desperately seeking results and desperately seeking the shortest way to get to where we want to go, it can be very frustrating. I can say that because I was there and I lived in that space for about a year when I was sick. So when I was at my lowest low, when I was diagnosed as a pre-diabetic, when I was going through all the sugar highs and lows as a hypoglycemic woman, when I was struggling with all that weight that kept packing on my body and all the body fat that I was unhappy with and the brain fog and all of those things that we go through when our body is in that state of perimenopause, going into menopause, and all of those changes that are taking place and we don't yet understand what they are. That is when we're at that point of desperation. And this is where I speak from my own personal experience. When I was desperate and I was doing everything everybody else was doing and literally changing the course of the path that I was on the daily, probably on the hour. If I researched something and it seemed like it was working for someone, I made the change. If I researched something and it sounded like it made sense, I made the change. And I never stuck with something long enough to see it through to the end result or the result that I was hoping for because I was desperately seeking results. So this is where I want to focus today's discussion. I want to take us through the beginner, the intermediate, and the advanced journey that we can all go on in this process of really trying to figure out the hormonal changes that we're going through and the process that we need to go through to get to the results part. So like I said, I was desperate. I was sick. I was doing anything anybody was doing that seemed like it was working. And I took the common sense part of it out of the equation because desperation was leading every decision that I was making. It wasn't until I slowed down and really started thinking about my body as an aging woman. And I stopped taking advice from 30-year-old bodybuilding men and 20-year-old physique model women and people who were living a lifestyle that was completely different from me. And I took the best common sense part out of information that I could find and I started applying that to my life. And I stuck with very basic changes until I saw the results that I was hoping for. So I didn't desperately switch things up because something didn't change immediately. I stuck with the common sense approach until I saw the results that I was hoping for. The most common sense approach that you can take if you want intermittent fasting to be the thing that will help reverse some of the frustrating things that are going on with perimenopause and menopause. And if you want intermittent fasting to be the thing that's going to deeply heal your body, and if you want intermittent fasting to be the lifestyle that you can incorporate for the rest of your life, you have to go at it slowly, and you have to incorporate changes as needed. So what I did when I got into the common sense approach, and I really applied what made sense to an aging woman's body, I did it very slowly and very deliberately, and I pulled back on a lot of things in my life because I couldn't start intermittent fasting, and I couldn't go from being hypoglycemic and pre-diabetic and also run my fastest pace on the treadmill or start training for a marathon all at the same time. It doesn't make sense for your body. What we need to do when we're starting to go through these changes and we're trying to figure out how our new body is going to work is to pull away as much as possible and settle down into one place. So for an entire year, I worked on fasting long and feasting well, and I put my fitness on the sideline. And I can tell you now from, my 2020 perspective of it all, that was the smartest thing I could have done for myself. My body didn't suffer at all. I lost no muscle mass. I lost none of the benefits that I had been seeing before with my fitness. Actually, now in hindsight, I probably really gained a lot of information about how my body works, and I was able to keep all of my fitness intact, because if you fast long, and if you fast clean, and if you fast well, and you're getting rid of inflammation, and you're curing your body's ailments, and you're taking away the aches and pains, and you're increasing your human growth hormone, which we know by all the scientific data that's available to us, that is exactly what happens. You can go into your fitness routine once you've established a good lifestyle for yourself, and you can blow it out of the water because you no longer hurt. You're no longer suffering through your workouts. You'll see changes in your physique so much quicker than you did before, not only because you don't have any more inflammation, but because your human growth hormone is now going to be working in your favor. So what I always recommend is going at this slow. When you're creating a lifestyle, you have nothing but time on your side. There's no end date. There's no before and after pictures you need to submit. There's nothing that you should be doing on a timeline except really focusing on the small incremental changes that you can make while you're healing your body. So this is what I did my first year learning how to intermittent fast. I just fasted long, and I just feasted clean. And I really paid attention to the foods that were causing me and my body to be in a state of hormonal imbalance. And then when I figured out what those foods were, then I just zeroed in on them. And I stayed very focused on making sure that nothing entered my feasting window that was going to throw my body out of balance. When I established that, and yes, it took my body an entire year to be completely healed, then I moved on to the next phase. And the next phase for me was incorporating fitness back in. And then I started making some deeper nutritional changes. And I tried going plant-based for a while. And I tried adding animal protein in for a while. And I tried experimenting with some of the foods that were causing me problems before to see if they were still causing me problems. And if they did, I eliminated them. And if they didn't, I put them back in. The beautiful thing is once you're healed and once you get past that beginner standpoint, you can really get into that area where we are living now, a lot of the graduates that are in my course and myself included, where we can spread our wings a little bit and start playing around with what we're doing with our fasting, our feasting, and our training. What I really want to convey to the women who have maybe just found our community here, or maybe who aren't graduates of our course, or you're beginning on this journey of trying to figure out if this is going to work for you or not, is stay in your lane. Stay where you need to be as a beginner. And don't compare where you are today to where someone is 3 years into their journey. Don't try to play catch up with what they're doing with their fitness. Don't try to play catch up with what they're trying to do with their feasting. Stay true to what it is that your body needs and give yourself the grace of time and allow your body to heal the way it needs to heal so that you can live this lifestyle and live it with authenticity. That is the biggest goal that we have here in this community, is finding the things that will allow you to look and feel your best and live your most authentic life. And I'm telling you, once that clicks for you with time and consistency, you won't have to deal with any of the things that you struggled with a month ago or 2 months ago. Or for me, it was that year ago time frame that I really had to get to be able to confidently move into the next phase of my life. This is exactly what we teach in our intermittent fasting for today's aging woman course. It's the beginner course. Not beginner like you just started intermittent fasting, but beginner in the fact that you are just going to concentrate on 2 primary things every day. How long will you fast and how well will you feast? Once you get that down to the point where you don't feel like you're making mistakes anymore, or you don't use the word cheat, or you don't feel like you're gonna have to throw in a towel, or you're not feeling socially and emotionally pressured by outside forces who don't understand what you're doing, then you can really expand on this lifestyle and how you're living it and ebb and flow your way into it. So I know I've been talking a lot this past week about me pulling back from summer and some of the things that I'm doing to take my body to the next level. And it's not a beginner type of situation that I am in, because I already know what my body is capable of doing. I'm already really comfortable in the state of hungry. I understand what hunger does for my body and how magical it can be with the changes that I want to make. So if you are new to this community, I don't want you to feel pressured about the things that I'm doing today, or maybe some of the other women who are in our community who are graduates of our class either. But I want you to use the things that we're doing that seem a little bit farther ahead than where you are as an opportunity for you to have hope for where you will be down the road. Intermittent fasting is amazing in what it can do for us as women and how it can get our bodies back to that place that we live happily within our own body and the lifestyle that we're creating for ourselves. But you have to do the work. You have to get to that point where you can confidently fast long and you can confidently feast well, and then integrate the things into your life that are going to be important to you, but also allow you to look and feel your best. I really wanted to get this message across today because I get so many private messages and so many emails from women, and I can hear the franticness in your voice and in your life and in your body about where you are and where you think you need to be. You're exactly where you're supposed to be today because of the life that you've lived thus far. And that is exactly where you're supposed to be. You can't be panicky about it. You can't be frantic about it. You just have to kind of take a deep breath and understand and trust that there is a better way. And I can tell you with confidence, there is a better way. And we have found it here in this community. We cannot intermittent fast and feast the way everybody else is doing it who's living this lifestyle. We really need to hone in on our individual body chemistry, and the lifestyle that we want to live. The way you're going to live your life around food is completely different than the way that I have established living my lifestyle around food. And that's the way it's supposed to be. We are not cookie cutter. We don't live the same life. We don't have the same family traditions. We might not even have the same opportunities in grocery stores for food that we can put on a plate to feast ourselves. So take the time to get to know you, take the time to understand your body, and then jump in to a beginner level opportunity with this lifestyle. And take the pressure away of trying to stay up with other people who might just be a little bit farther ahead of you. And don't try to compare yourself to the way everybody else is doing this lifestyle. You really can create something for yourself that's personalized and individualized and will allow you to live your life most authentically, and that is our primary goal here. So for those of you who feel frustrated, or you're feeling like I was the first year I started this, and every day you're changing course, and every day you're considering something new, or every day you're changing your protocols, slow down, take a deep breath, and know that there is something that's out there that's going to work for you, and you just have to stick with it long enough for you to prove to your body that it can get the results, because you're trusting it and it can trust you. It is all about time and consistency, and then listening to the signs and signals that your body is sending you. So I hope if you're frantic, this is giving you a sense of peace and a sense of calm. Just sit back, take a deep breath, and think about the common sense approach that you need to take for the lifestyle that you want to create for you. For those of you who are graduates, I know you are ebbing and flowing in your groove, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud of you for going out and experimenting with some new things, maybe changing up your fasting and feasting protocol a little bit, or really zoning in on what it is that you want to do with your fitness. This is a prime time for us when we get to the stage in life where we can have the flexibility and the freedom to do the things that maybe we haven't had the time or opportunity to do before, and we're not too old to do it. And that's what I really want you guys to understand, is that you're never too old. You may feel too old, or maybe you don't have the energy that you think you are supposed to have, but you can get it back. All you have to do is listen to those signs and signals that your body is sending you, and then do the things that will allow you to have the energy and the opportunities to live the life you want to live. I hope this helps you guys. If you have a question, or you're feeling frustrated, or you're feeling frantic, and you're on that like changing something every day to try to find what works for you, please leave me a message in the comment section while we're live here today, or if you come back through the rebroadcast, and I will try to do my best to calm you down and give you the confidence that you need to get started with this lifestyle. So I'm going to jump onto Facebook really quickly, and then I'm going to jump over to YouTube and make sure that I address everyone who's left a comment or question there. So if you haven't done so yet, now would be a great time to do so, and we'll see if we can get your questions and comments answered today. Janet Craig is joining us from Nevada. She is a 2017 graduate of ours, and she has definitely created a lifestyle for herself where she is aging successfully and super happily. And I know intermittent fasting has made a lot of great changes for her. So Janet, it's always good to have you on our live broadcast with us. Karen from Kentucky, welcome. Roberta, hello from the train in Boston. Wow, that's awesome. Thanks for joining us from the train in Boston. Diane is joining us from Pennsylvania. Lou is from Utah. Thanks for joining us. Andrea's here. Kelly's here. I'm Janet. I've been doing IF for 2 years, and I'm finally comfortable with this way of life and a way of feasting and fasting that works for me. I am just starting to look into incorporating an exercise program. I needed to get there on my own time frame. Yeah, and that's exactly the way it's supposed to happen, Janet. Janet has been doing this lifestyle, like she said, for 2 years, and she took it slow, and she stayed the course with the changes that she incorporated in her life until she started to see the results that she was hoping for. And that's exactly the way that we're supposed to do it. And in that process, you create the lifestyle that can really sustain you and your lifespan. So Janet, I'm always super proud of you, and I'm always super happy to see you in our live broadcast for sure. Let me come over here to YouTube, and I will answer questions and comments over here. Flo, good to have you with us. New IG follower. Love this subject. Thanks for always sharing. Oh, you're super welcome, and thank you for following us on Instagram. I totally appreciate it. Misty, hello. I've watched a few of your videos. I'm overwhelmed by this whole idea, but I truly think this would be best for me. So I've subscribed, but I have yet to try this. Honestly, where to start? Misty, make sure you click the link where it says to sign up on our email list or to get more information about our course, and that is actually the best place to start for sure. And then just keep watching the videos that we post here. Oh my goodness, I think you're talking just to me. Yes, I am desperate. Misty, I know, I was you 3 years ago, but don't feel desperate. I can tell you that this is a happy place to live, and you can make the changes that you want, and it's not self-sacrificing in any kind of way. It's actually self-empowering. So make sure you sign up on our email list, and we'll get you some information for sure. And then Lined Marks, happy to catch you live. I'm in your July 2019 class. Love it, and it's very informative. I'm looking forward to the rest of your course. Awesome, girlfriend. You are like 1.5 weeks from being a graduate. So keep up with it. You're going to get some good information in the 3rd week. Teresa from our 2019 class, thanks for joining us today. Kitty, I am in desperate need to lose weight every day I start, and something new don't work out. Okay, Kitty, don't start something new every day. Stick to something that makes sense for you and seems like something that you can sustain for a long period of time so that your body will adjust to the changes that you're making. It's when you're making too many changes at one time that even you emotionally and mentally feel so overwhelmed that you can't keep up with it. And so then you resort back to your old ways, and those didn't work for you either. Make small incremental changes and then stick with them until you see the results and feel the results that you're looking for. And that's exactly what we work on in our intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman course. We spend an entire week establishing your fasting window. We spend an entire week focusing on your feasting window. And then we spend an entire week on working on the social and emotional aspects of this lifestyle. And then we just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat until you get down a protocol that works for you. Devaney, I'm in your July course and I have already started living my authentic life. Well, girlfriend, congratulations. You're only like 1.5 weeks in and you're already feeling authentic about the changes you made. So you're winning for sure. Congratulations. Laura Ann, this course and Diane are awesome. Love IF, 20-hour fasting window, 4-hour feasting window. Diane, on my 2-week, I'm on my 2 weeks of the course and this is my 4th week of IF. I feel great and energy definitely making a comeback. Awesome, girlfriend. So now you just keep at it. You're 4 weeks in, I think is what you just said. And now your energy's coming back. So 5 weeks, something else is going to come back. 6 weeks, something else is coming back. 7 weeks, it just gets better with time. So just keep at it, and girlfriend, you're going to keep having amazing results for sure. Holly Ray, thanks Diane. Hope to join a course in August or September. Awesome, we would love to have you. The August course is on the 10th if you want to start planning for that one. And then Lori, I was in the June course, but I was not able to concentrate on it as I needed. I am planning on going through it again as I should have, making the course work for me. Yeah, you have to go into the course going from one lesson to the next because they do build on each other based on how your body chemistry is going to start changing. So I'm excited to have you back for sure. Just keep an eye out on your email for information on how to jump in with us for August. Let me see. Lori, love IF, no more pressure. Took fruit out of my diet a month ago and reintroduced it back today with fresh cherries. Feel great so far. Yeah, congratulations on that. And experimenting back with fruit is great. I know we're told to have, what is it, like 7 or 8 servings of fruit a day or whatever craziness that is. And that's just way too much for our body to process and break down. So testing it with fruit that's in season is the perfect way to do that. And so cherries right now are in season, so that's a great fruit to start with. And they're super beneficial in anti-inflammatory type of responses with your body. So that was a good one to start with, and I'm glad that it's working out for you. Lori, let's see, love IF, no pressure. Okay, I already did that one. How do we find what food works for you? That is where it's confusing. Okay, Lori, the best way to find out if something that you're putting in your feast is working for you or not is to really just quiet yourself and pay attention to the signs and signals that your body is sending you. The more dialed in you are with your fasting, and the more you have depleted all the backup that you have going on in your body, and the more balanced your hormones are, the more in tune you'll be with those signs and signals, because the only thing left you have to feel is if something doesn't work for you, because everything else is working for you. And so it'll hit you like a brick. If you eat like some dairy and your body is intolerant to it, your stomach will blow up and you'll be bloated, and it'll be instant. If you eat something that's going to cause you some sort of inflammatory type things, as far as like something that's gluten, you will feel it the next day when you step out of bed. Your joints will hurt. You'll feel fatigued. All of the things that I've found that were intolerant to my body, I literally found within less than 12 hours, and it was a change that my body started feeling that I didn't like. So you have to pay attention to how you're feeling, and if it's an ache, it's a pain, it's a bloat, it's an inflammation, you suddenly put on 5 or 6 pounds from one day to the next, it's usually the cause of something that you put into your body that your body is having a negative response to. Everything that happens that is questionable is always the result of what you've done in your feast. So you have to pay attention, and then you have to go back and retrace your steps until you identify what's causing you the problems for sure. Let's see, Kathleen, do you intermittent fast every day? I intermittent fast on the days that I want to look and feel my best. And so for me, that is every day. The minimum amount of time that I fast is between 12 and 14 hours, and that's only when I'm on vacation. All the other days, I really do try to fast between 18 and 23 hours, would you say, Michael, is kind of what we shoot for? And it all just depends on if I'm busy or not. I tend to fast longer when I'm busy because I don't have that feeling anymore of desperation that I need to eat because my hypoglycemia has been eliminated and I don't have those sugar crashes. So you'll get that way also when you get that confidence and you start to balance out your sugar levels for sure and you become fat adaptive. So 18 to 23 hours is really where I shoot every day. Jay, May 2019 graduate, still making progress. Awesome, girlfriend. That's what it's all about. And then Lisa, as a beginner, July course, I needed to hear that. Thank you. I have to remember this is my new normal for life. I can't compare with others. I have to be patient, needing to listen and customize my plan. Yes, for sure. And remember, the only way that you can go wrong in this lifestyle is to stop fasting and not pay attention to the signs and signals that your body is sending you. So if you check out, you're gonna find some frustration points at some point on this journey. Fast long and clean and feast well. We know, because we're an information society, what feasting well means. You just have to kind of go in and tweak it a little bit for you and your lifestyle. But we know the difference between junk food and whole unprocessed food, and we have to just use that common sense and not use excuses anymore, like we don't know the difference. We know the difference. And then couple that with how your body responds to what you're putting in it, and then you'll be able to make some really good nutritional choices for sure. L42, my gosh, how are you doing today? Great, thank you for asking. Kathy, I've been IF since April. I think I need to cut out some dairy products such as whipping cream. I don't feel good after eating it. Yes, probably so. It's probably a dairy intolerance. And what happens with us as we go through this aging process is we don't believe that we have issues with foods that we've been eating our whole life, right? So that was the case for me with gluten very specifically and dairy. I knew that I always had a little bit of a dairy problem, but I didn't know how drastic it was until I cut it out and put it back in. The same thing happened with gluten. I didn't understand how intolerant my body was to gluten until I took it out and then I put it back in. So if you want to know if something is an intolerance to your body, or if something's something that's going to keep you chemically out of balance or hormonally out of balance, take it out of your life and then put it back in. If it's not working for you, it will hit you in the head like a brick. And if you're paying attention, then you'll be able to really fine tune what it is you're doing so that you're not putting yourself in a state of sickness. And remember, for everything that's making you sick, there's going to be an equivalent version of that. That's going to be a cleaner version that you can add back in and test also. So you don't have to go without everything, and you don't even have to go without fun food. There are healthy equivalents to things that you can eat, like cookies and chips and French fries and all those kind of things. You just have to figure out what the intolerant ingredients are that your body's not responding to. And so that's where a little bit of the work is, and where you have to be patient. Kathy, I've been doing IF since April. I think I already did that one. Teresa, September 2018 grad, feeling fantastic. Yes, thank you for checking in with us. I love getting those messages. And so real, Brenda from the July course, fasting is the easy part. The feasting is my struggle. I have to figure out what is right for me to eat. Yes, Brenda, and then you also need to define struggle. I think it's always interesting the words that we use to describe where we are feeling stuck. So what is the struggle for feasting with you? And describe that and write it out, maybe even in a journal. What are you struggling with? Are you struggling with variety? Are you struggling with making the decision to make informed decisions for yourself? Are you struggling with the signs and signals that your body is sending you? Where's your struggle? Define that and then reevaluate how you're feasting your body. So I used to have struggles too, and the struggle was I was staying in a state of sickness even though I thought I was eating healthy. And what I realized was that the healthy, quote unquote, food that I was eating was marketed as healthy, but it wasn't healthy for my body. So processed food is always going to be processed food. It doesn't matter how it's marketed or how it's labeled to us. We have to figure out if what is in that quote unquote healthy food is really good for your personal body chemistry. And what I found was that a lot of the healthy food wasn't working for me either. So that really did help me end a lot of the struggle that I was feeling for myself. So define struggle and then go back to the drawing board for sure. JC, okay. And let's see, Surreal, currently allergic to almost everything. Okay, so here's another thing, Surreal, is, or Brenda, is, are you allergic or are you intolerant? And there is a clear difference between the two things. Allergic is a life-threatening type of situation, and intolerant means it's causing a negative reaction in your body. So you want to make sure that you're clearly defining those two things, and then making those really good decisions for yourself. We'll do a live about that too, about the difference between being allergic to something and being intolerant to something, and how you can pinpoint those signs and signals and what you can do to find some healthy alternatives. So we'll do a live about that coming up here in the near future. So today's broadcast is really about giving the beginner, intermediate, and advanced intermittent faster the confidence to take it slow. Change one thing at a time. If you are starting as a new intermittent faster, you cannot overhaul your entire life. You have to really hone in on getting that fasting down. Then you work on that feasting aspect of it. And then you have to wrap your head around the way you're going to incorporate this new lifestyle in with everything else that you have going on in your life. So you have to do it in the right steps. You cannot jump in and overhaul your entire life and find success either emotionally, mentally, or physically. You have to do it in stages. And then as you stay on this journey with time and consistency, that's when you can start adding some new layers. And that's exactly what we're teaching and what we're supporting here in this amazing community of women. We do have our course starting August 10th. I always like to make sure I bring that up because so many women say they don't know about the course or when it's starting. So if you've already taken our course, you know how it works. For those of you who are new to this community, who are interested in jumping in with us and starting out at the beginning level, we start our course on August 10th. The best way to get information about that is to get on our email list or click one of the links in the comment section. And we would love to have you join us. A lot of the women you'll see in the comment section here are seeing amazing results within just a week and a half of being in our course. And remember, I said at the very beginning, it took me an entire year to get the same results and the same benefits the women in our community now are able to get in a week and a half, because I shut out all the noise. I give you just the basics of what you need to do, and we concentrate and practice on going through the steps that you need to create this lifestyle. Fasting first, feasting, and then the social and emotional aspect of creating this lifestyle. Thank you so much for joining us live today, and thank you so much for catching this on the rebroadcast with us. Again, if you want some information about what I'm doing in my fitness and what I'm doing with my glucose and ketone testing, I always post that on my Facebook or my Instagram page. And then if you want to follow me along this week, Friday and Saturday and Sunday, I will be at the Rise conference here in Dallas, Texas with the amazing Rachel Hollis. I'll be going to her Rise conference, and I'll be sharing everything that's going on with that and how I will incorporate my fasting and my feasting while I'm away at a conference, all on my Instagram page, and you can follow me at For Today's Aging Woman. Have a great Wednesday, you guys, and then we will post about how we'll be handling our live broadcast on Friday, so make sure you stay posted with us here on social media. Have a good day.